Hey, Sarah with Next Gen Medium. I do a podcast. I'm a psychic medium intuitive. I have a website. I do development stuff for people. And I like to go on Reddit and see what questions are going on there. I believe everybody has psychic medium intuitive abilities. I've seen them for myself after not knowing about them for like 30 years. And I believe that everybody can do them. And I think it just takes a little reframing. I think it takes a little bit of development to just be able to see it for yourself and then get on your path to doing your purpose. And so I like to see people do this stuff for themselves. And Reddit has a couple of subreddits that are kind of devoted to this stuff. So I like to go there and see what questions people have, see what I can add to the conversation from my own truth, my own experience that I've developed in the past couple of years of seeing my own abilities and helping other people with them. So there's my introduction. We're going to the subreddit of spirituality. I love this question. So if you kind of are already on that spiritual path and you've felt a change, a shift in yourself, then I think you might be able to relate to this. If you're kind of beginning your journey and investigating, there's going to be a point when the truth is undeniable to you. Maybe a little bit of doubt, but always kind of there. But for the most part, you're like, okay, this is for real. And when that happens, there's sort of this shift in how you perceive things, how you prioritize things. So we're going to go to Reddit with this question. The headline is, this is from earthtoalvx, ALVX. Does anyone else find it harder to work a 9-to-5 job after their spiritual journey? This person says, it's like after learning so much about the universe that has completely shifted my perspective, shifted the way I view the world and also who I am as a person. It's just getting harder and harder. I'm more aware now than ever of time and how little of it we really have. I feel like I'm just giving so much of it away to something that's not making me grow as a person or feel truly inspired. I feel this need to really start figuring out and focusing on what I love and putting my energy there. I truly believe that when you are doing what you love, everything else will fall into place. Hand emoji. Okay. I totally get this post. I had my spiritual awakening a few years ago, and I did notice a sort of automatic shift that just kind of came upon me. I don't think I was very consciously aware of how things had changed for me, but I started noticing with time that the things that used to really bother me didn't bother me so much anymore, or the things that I would really get anxious about or worked up about didn't really faze me so much. I'm thinking particularly about a job I had where I was really about details and spreadsheets and finding absolutes, doing that with, getting numbers and finding probabilities and with that, where to go with certain marketing avenues, outlets. And so I think back to that job, and I would say after my spiritual awakening, I'm not cut out for that job anymore because I'm not the kind of person that really cares that much about these numbers and the results. It's more of how do things resonate with me? How does that affect how I feel? And I'm finding very much that that's what leads me now is bigger picture kind of stuff. How does it affect other people? Like, that's more important to me than, well, this is likely to create this to happen, and this is how people will react, and this is will navigate them to want to purchase, and so it's more about first of all, I would see myself not being able to do that job anymore. And in fact, there's a lot of jobs I look back on and I'm like, I have no interest in going back to that. Or I don't think I could give it everything that I got like I used to, because I prioritize very differently now. And I don't think I would be suitable for that kind of job any longer. But then there's other jobs I look back on and I'd be like, I could probably do that again. That has a lot of things that I align with in my priorities, such as tattooing. I used to tattoo, and it has that one-on-one connection with people. The art is usually something that is something very personal to somebody, and so I think it's kind of therapeutic. Plus, it's artwork, and I like art. So, yeah, I do find it hard. After I have found a shift for myself after my spiritual awakening. However, I think my spiritual awakening came at a time that was sort of perfectly aligned for my change, in that I can be creative with my job. It's a different kind of job than I've ever had before and allows me a lot of freedom to be me. And so, luckily, it's not a 9 to 5 job. It's got different hours, but I still have to dedicate my time. I feel like this is going on forever, but one of the comments that I saw in regards to this post on the subreddit mentioned, just because you do a job, the tasks might be sort of not working along with your spiritual journey, doesn't mean you can't infuse your spiritual journey in there somewhere. Relationships, intention, what does the information mean to you in a way that does follow your path, your alignment with this different world? So I think it can be put in there, but there are definitely a lot of jobs out there that are depleting you of that. So there does come a point when you do become a different person, and we are always evolving, but when you kind of cross that bridge of spiritual journey and sort of enlightenment and higher consciousness, things are very, very different than the physical world understanding of things. And so, what I used to be, what used to motivate me of climbing the corporate ladder and making more and more money, or being organized or getting the numbers, that's not who I am anymore. That has changed. And it was sort of with this spiritual awakening, enlightenment period, that I look back and I almost feel kind of sad that I can't be that person anymore. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want to be that person anymore. You know what I mean? So it's sort of mourning this identity that I had built for so long, that I tried so hard at, and that I really felt like I was good at. And now that identity is different. And one thing that I think is interesting is this quote I came across. I'm totally going off on a whim here. This quote I came across, where your identity is your imagination. It's not all the things that you presented in the past and worked towards and blah, 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 blah. It's all the things that you imagine and that you work towards to be in the present. I think that's really intriguing. And I think it's also interesting to think that you always are the same person. It's what you perceive yourself to be that's always changing. I think once we have that enlightenment, we're able to kind of distinguish, wait a second, what really is my identity? What really is important to me? And for me, the shift between my physical self being, I feel like I'm going off on a tangent here, physical self being and that enlightened person, there are commonalities in there. And it's those commonalities that make for who I am. And in essence, it's parallel to sort of what I view humanity's opportunities to be. I want to be that. I want to be a compassionate person. I want to be a person that makes connection, because these are things that are important to me now. And if it's aligned with my truth through and through, then it only brings abundance, opportunity, and perpetuating positive feeling. So, yes, it is harder to work a 9 to 5 when maybe your heart wasn't in it to begin with, or maybe you have changed yourself. And if you can't be happy in that place, then you're eventually going to find yourself somewhere else, whether you initiate that change to find another job or not. There are no coincidences and there are no mistakes. So there you go. There's my my 2 cents for that. And if you need help with your soul journey, maybe you just need a mentor to help you through. Maybe you have some questions. Maybe you're learning to see your soul abilities, your psychic, your mediumship, your intuition. You're seeing these things for yourself. Maybe you need a little bit of guidance. Go to nextgenmedium.com and you can book a development session with me. We can set up a series of development sessions. It will take a little bit of time because you need to have experiences and you need to have feels about what's going on and try to make some sense of it for yourself, and I can help guide you along the way. So go to nextgenmedium.com and book a session. Let's get you started. You can also listen to my podcast, Next Gen Medium Podcast. It's on just about any streaming service, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, just to name a few. Also, if you, you're watching, so please subscribe and like this video. If this was content that is something that you could see as part of your truth, or is something to inspire you to find your truth, that's your cue. Do it now. And thank you for watching. Visit nextgenmedium.com for more videos and more content.